Hello, welcome to my channel and my very impromptu live stream. We'll see if there's anybody in chat. Let me just open up my YouTube and turn down the volume. If you're watching this in a replay, just fast forward until you see stuff happening. And oh, interesting. Oh, okay, I'm getting an ad. Let's see what the ad is. Looks like a trucking company. That's better than toe fungus. All right, here we go. Oh, there's my volume. Turn that down. Pop out the chat. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Pam. Thanks, guys, for coming to my super impromptu live stream. I realized that I was all alone, going to be all alone in the house. And I thought, you know what? I haven't done a video in a while. I'm going to just jump in. Hi, Nettie. You're watching in the balcony. Nice. Hi, Martha. Hello, Apple. Hello, Miss Pudwina. I don't recognize your name, Miss Pudwina. Do you want us to call you Pudwina? That must be your cat's name. Hi, Teresa. So I hope you can hear me okay and see everything okay. Hi, Denise. So I'm not jelly plating today. I know that's my more popular content, but I just didn't really want to be making a big mess. And I'm actually going to be going on vacation at the end of this next week. Hi, Dar. Those are some big little emojis there. Wow. Yeah, so I'm going to be going on vacation. If I get a chance, I might try to put up a jelly plating video before I go, but it's not looking good. Miss Pudwina is fine. Awesome. So what I thought I would show today is I had done this page in my watercolor journal, and it was really inspired by Janet Merle Young. She sent me this beautiful piece that she did where you put the, I think, I can't remember, Creative Cove or something is making this popular right now, but it's not really a new thing, but I love how Janet did it. So I kind of just did, I used my Daniel Smith watercolors, and on this one I used the Aussie Red Gold, the Burnt Umber, and the Serpentine Genuine, and then I splattered it with the Indothone Blue. And I just love how Daniel Smith granulates. So I started this other one, and I thought it'd be fun to doodle on it, but I kind of got stuck. This one, I just used two colors, the Naphthalone Maroon, which is a really good spreading color, and the Moon Glow, which has some wonderful granulation. So I'll just hold that up, and it's fine like as is. Obviously I taped off the edges, but I really wanted to spruce it up with some doodles. Hope my lighting is okay. It looks pretty dark, but I don't think I can make it brighter. I turned off my light there. Is that better? Yeah, I don't know. Thanks, Shannon. Lighting is good. Okay. So I thought I remember doing a lot of these mandala watercolor doodles back in 2019. So I thought, well, maybe I'll pull them out and I'll get inspired from these. So this is when I first got my Daniel Smith watercolors. I wanted to swatch out some of the colors. And then, of course, I had to do some doodles. So I'm just going to hold that up for a second. So I don't know if it's HD enough to see that. And then there's a green and a purple one. Obviously, I'm too far to the, I think my camera's here maybe. And there's a purple and green. And then a black and white. And a red one. And I just used, you know, pens and white gel pens. So I think you can see that better. And I thought, well, maybe it might be neat to just do a flip through of this journal. This old journal from 2019. So I'm going to bring you guys down a little bit, I think. So I don't have to hold it up. Is that okay there? You like the red? Here, let me put this aside, although maybe it helps with the color balance. It's very, it was very hot today, but it's kind of overcast. So this is my little cover. I just used leftover pieces. And this is like a flower made from used baby wipes. Well, painted used baby wipes, not from babies. So some was 2018, and really I started art journaling in 2018, so this was pretty early on. And this is just that disc system, the arc system. So here's this, and I wrote on the back, so this is 2019. So this is a Linda Melvin technique on YouTube where she used hydrous watercolor, which is like you drop it on, Bombay ink, cheesecloth, and gold, and I used Jane Davenport for gold. And I first learned this technique from Janet Merle Young way back then, and Patty Tully Parrish. So that was kind of yummy, and I think some of those leftover pieces ended up on the cover. I like that gold. Watercolor and some mixed media, 2019 and a bit of 2018. So this is when I was quite new, and here I had bought the, oh no, I hadn't yet. Iridescent accents are from Daniel Smith dot sample card. So I just did these little doodle flowers. I have always loved doodling. If I'm on the phone, I'm doodling. And then this was on vacation, which is actually where we're going at the end of next week. Going to Prince Edward Island. Got some family there, some in-laws there. And then this piece was a little bit busy. So what I did is, it was a watercolor doodle where you just had the colors and then you made up the flowers. I think that was inspired by CC Creations. A lot of these were inspired by her. So I just cut it up and then mounted it apart so that it wouldn't be as busy. Yeah, Shannon, you recognize that place? The red dirt. And then these were just some more little flower, made up flower, whimsical flowers. And I didn't write any notes on that. These little birds, so I think this is alcohol ink. And then I did the same with the watercolor, some doodle birds. And that, I believe, was inspired by Amber K Creative. And then I think I'd use a stencil to like lift up some paint to make just to make it a little bit more interesting. And these are you know, old school. 2019. I think that was also Amber K Creative, just making some, you know, doodly trees. Let me bring my light in a bit closer. Just a second here. Is that helpful? Is that better? I don't know. And then this one is just some wax resist. And other white areas were done with masking fluid. So I did the masking fluid first, and then I did my painting. Hi, Charmaine. Welcome. Thanks for coming back to my channel. We're not doing jelly plating today. We're just looking at some watercolor doodles and having a little relaxing chat. And then this was just 2 interpretations of a little drawing doodle with, I think I used masking fluid, Posca pen, and it says I used a stencil with magic eraser and then I reinforced the Posca. So I used a stencil and I used a magic eraser to make these little circles. You don't know how to doodle? That's okay. It's not for everybody. I've always doodled like my whole life. I think it's a way for my brain to just kind of relax. This is Hydra's watercolor and white Bombay ink, then doodle the flowers and outlined with darker watercolor. So I believe this was inspired by Creation CC. She used to do a lot more stuff on YouTube. I think she does mainly her Patreon now. And there's even some glitter in there. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. But the Bombay ink kind of reacts with things. That's a white Bombay ink there. And then, of course, I had to doodle it. And that's my little sketch. I think if you say you can't doodle, I think everybody can doodle. You don't have to show it to anybody. You can just, this is the same technique. If you just don't put so much pressure on yourself to have it be anything perfect, This was a baby moose that was in our backyard that I attempted to watercolor. Not very successfully. It's kind of a fail, but you know what? I kept it in there. It was a learning process. Tribute to the mama moose and young moose that have been visiting our yard this past week. Initially done in pink tones. Yeah, I did it in pink, and then I went over it with washes of browns and orange. Okay, let's see, what's this one? Oh, this was an elephant. And this is an old technique using the elegant writer. Let me just find my elegant writer. Sorry, that's so loud. Where you be, elegant writer? Here it is. So the elegant writer. So what it does is it separates into different colors. So let's say you want to do like a neurographic art piece or something. This one's not very juicy. Oh, there we go. I do have some that are juicier. I think I should go over those. It's not really going to show the effect. So anyhow, my point is that it separates, it's black, but it separates into some pretty cool colors, like some pinks and some greens. So I'm just going to spritz it. Hi, Christine. Baby moose in my backyard. Yes. You can see how that kind of, so you'll see the greens first, and then you'll see the pinks show up. And you can use your brush. That shows it more. And then once it's activated, it becomes pretty much permanent. If you don't activate it all, it won't become permanent. So that's just kind of like a fun little way to doodle. And see here it's sort of pink and then green. Well, that wasn't very smart because now I can't turn my page until that dries. So I'm just going to pull this out, which is the great thing about these tab binders. And then I'm just going to quickly show you the other side. So then this was when I used it again, the elegant writer, and I just tried to pay more attention to detail. And then I had some space left over, so I did elegant writer, and then I added watercolor. So this one is much better than that one, but they weren't that far apart. They're both in 2019. So I'm going to put that aside to dry. Yes, Shannon, they do that. I love it. That's another one. That's another one with the elegant writer. And then I used the Daniel Smith iridescent watercolors to color those lanterns. But the branches were done with the elegant writer. And yeah. What did I say? What does that say? Elegant writer, water. Elegant writer and water for trees, branches, lanterns. Then blue watercolor JD. That must be Jane Davenport. And Paul Rubin iridescent watercolor for lanterns. Yeah. So here's some more watercolor doodles. So this was, I just plopped on, this was the iridescent ones. And then I just kind of saw a little scene in there. So I sketched out this little cabin in the woods. Okay, I hope you can see that. Iridescency. Maybe that's a verb. And then this one I did pinks and yellows, and I liked how it looked kind of wet, so I just threw on some bee stamps. So another thing, if you want to play with this, you know, watercolor blotchy thing and you don't want to doodle yourself, you can use stamps to do your doodles for you. Creative experimentation in my journal. Yeah, this was when I was new to art journaling, really. It was like a year into it, maybe. And then this was my cat, Abby. She was a Devon Rex, and that's the what my channel is named after. And this is little Lucy. And they're just cartoony, but the animal itself, that was done with the Elegant Writer. And you can see how it splits into like the pinks and the greens. Lucy's mostly white, so I didn't want to make hers dark. I like her eyes. They make me laugh. Lucy, she wasn't really grumpy, but she was, yeah, she was fat. But I loved her. And then that's the Elegant Writer shadowy on the bottom. Yeah, Elegant Writer's fun. I think I feel like I should do more of that. That's another Elegant Writer little turtle with some watercolor over top. This was definitely inspired by CC Creations. So here's Elegant Writer outlining the leaves, and then I just used water to activate it all. And then I did some doodling. So doodling doesn't have to be complicated. It can just be lines, right? It doesn't have to be too fancy. Let's see, what does that say? It says Elegant Writer outline, well, pretty much what I said. Jane Davenport mermaid markers and spritz and drip gravity. Doodle with 02 micron and white Posca. And then I wrote down the colors of the Jane Davenport: Bali blue, siren, and seaweed. So that's when I first got my Jane Davenport watercolors. Hi, Chris. Cats are not impressed with much of anything. That's right. Even dinner, they pretend not to be impressed. This, I drew this bear. And these are magicals. So I must have taped it off and done some magicals. I'll have to read. I mean, I haven't revisited this journal in a while. What does it say? It says backgrounds magicals. Bear is watercolor base, then Prisma pencils, brown micron pen, white Posca pen for details, except light brown of eyes, done with magicals. So I made his eyes kind of shimmer. And then this is a post box. It was something I saw on Instagram, inspired by a photo posted by Blue Sky Writes on June 2019. I don't remember which version was first, but I was just trying to figure out what style I like. So this style, you can see I used pen work to outline stuff. And this one, not so much. So I'm pretty happy with both of them. I think I like this one a little bit better. This was some gouache that I found, and I just kind of, I don't know, doodled. It'd be fun. You could probably doodle things on there now. Like here, I see like a dog with his tongue sticking out, so I could put an eye there. This almost looks like a whale. So that would be a different way to doodle. Thanks for coming, everybody. This is pretty low-key, just a chat, and I might do some doodling. This, I did right. It says, my critique. Bottom ball is too uniform and dark. Looks like it should be in background, not foreground. Trying out new Daniel Smith watercolor, June 2019. So the bottom ball, I must be having it this way. So that's, some of the Daniel Smith has like a shimmer to it. So that must be one of the Appetite colors. Where's my swatchy thing? I think that would have been this Amethyst Genuine or something. Then, and then these, again, just playing with my Daniel Smith watercolors. I bought, I think, the first set I bought, I can't remember. It was like the genuine. So it had like amethyst genuine, blue apatite genuine, Mayan blue, rondonite, which I think is this pink. And it had a, I can't remember. But, and this I could have doodled on top of, but I like the way it is. I like this one. This one I think could use some doodling. Good grief, I'm organized. Well, it's because I don't trust my memory and I want to remember. Oh, I wrote it here. Pinks, amethyst genuine, rondonite genuine, quinacridone rose, Piedmont genuine, which is a brownish. And then the blues were the Mayan blue, phthalo blue, a touch of French ultramarine, which I think I had. Oh, yeah, it was maybe Daniel Smith, and hematite genuine. And then this next one is Daniel Smith abstract watercolor with doodling. And for doodling, I used the black Pitt pens and the white Posca. And that's the one that I showed at the beginning. And that's why I pulled out this book, because I wanted to get some inspiration to doodle on this piece that I just started yesterday. Hi, Shelley. And we already showed this green one for those of you that came in late. And the purple. I don't think I wrote, yeah, I didn't really write what colors I used. But I remember sitting outside doing these. I was outside on our patio table, just enjoying the day and making my little doodles. And this was a lady. Was there inspiration marked down? I didn't write it down. So that was with the Elegant Writer. And I just love the randomness of how the lines separate. Like even here, like it's kind of sploochy, but I kind of think that's kind of cool. I'm sure I used some Jane Davenport tips and trick for that. And then obviously I put watercolor around it. And I think it looks like I put some watercolor in there, definitely on her cheeks and stuff. And then this was, I don't know if I watercolored it first and then outlined it. I didn't write it down. See, this is why I needed to be more organized. Whoops. Playing with Daniel Smith watercolors. So there we go. And this, I'm pretty sure this was inspired by a book that Dede enabled me to get. I wrote inspiration page 3738 of Star Branch Spiral Fan, which is a book. Let me grab it, actually. I hope you guys can still hear me okay. Let me know. Here it is. I want to get it because I couldn't remember who the author. So Yelena James, and she's on Instagram. So again, if you're not confident in your doodling, you can get books that give you ideas, elements of design, and then she breaks it down into the star. So it's Star Branch Spiral Fan. And then I just, yeah, so you could just, copy her doodles. It's a great book. It's eye candy too. I think I did a watercolor of something like that, but it ended up in a different journal. I'm not sure where that is. So that's a great inspiration book. So anyway, so there's my little scene, and I don't know what the heck that creature is. It looks more like an amoeba. And I've got, blooms, and, I'm not a watercolor expert. I just enjoy it. I don't pretend that I know much about it. And here I was trying different glazing, like just putting thin layers and letting the underneath show through. And I just wrote "Stay on Target," which is a favorite quote from Star Wars when he's trying to get that little thing to go into the little tube, and the guy's like, "Stay on target, stay on target." It is a cool book. Yes, Shelley, her art is very cool. Daniel Smith watercolor gel pen doodles, white Posca. Oh, this was definitely CC Creation inspired. So I even used like the black pen is a glitter pen. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just going to check my camera. You can kind of see that. And I was using very muted colors for this. So I just did swatches and then I just doodled in there what I felt like doodling. Hi, Rhonda. And then instead of a circular doodle mandala, I did a square one. Same idea. And let's see, this is, oh, just trying to do leaves. What does that say? Strathmore cold press, Daniel Smith. So yeah. And then this, I remember I used a stencil. I think it was a, what's her name? Booten, Vicky Booten. You put the stencil down and then you put the watercolor and you let it dry. Then you lift the stencil up and then I painted this little thingy. And then I did another watercolor doodle. Thanks again, everybody, for coming. I like the inside of this one. It's kind of like, I don't know, like something you're just going to disappear in there, like a plant. And then just playing with watercolors. This was inspired by, what's her name? Pink girl. Oh, I can't remember. I think it's Pakala art, but I didn't write down her name. I was trying to figure out what of the watercolors I have do I like for skin tones. So this one was the same as this, the naphthalmone, I can't say it, maroon. And this one, what was that? That was New Gamboge and Quinacridone Gold. No, that's the background. Face was Jane Davenport Buff. Looks like I wrote butt. Jane Davenport butt. Buff and Frolicsome. Cheeks and Lips. Daniel Smith. And then the pink one, yeah, Naphthalmone. Anyhow, so that's that. What was the silver? What was the background? Dragonfly glaze. Oh no, this is the dragonfly glaze there. I don't remember what the silver is. I think it was just silver acrylic paint. So anyway, so I just kind of put in the watercolor and then I doodled the flowers. Bossy butt is the color. Oh, Christine, you crack me up. Okay, and then this one was, looks like it was taken from something else. Just laying down colors. I find swatching colors very relaxing, and then doodling in it just very fun. So this was just very randomy with the same, it's like I was doing this piece and then I just took my leftover colors and I just made these little swatches. So yeah, doodles don't have to make sense. And then the back always falls off, I think because it's too stiff. And that's the back. That was another one of those, like that first one I did, but with blues and stuff. It's kind of like that. Rhonda, do I use color markers or just regular watercolor? These were mostly regular watercolor with some, I don't know if you're here when I was talking about the Elegant Writer. Let's pull that sheet back. Some of them I use the Elegant Writer, which is just a black pen that can separate into other colors. But I have used markers. You can see that. So that's kind of fun. I have used markers. I do have a video about my, I did a Christmas cats journal, and a lot of that was watercolor style, but done with just plain old markers like this. the Mart markers and Mars Graphic Duo. Now I have Tombow markers, so I think those would be good to do, to use. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Kathy. So let's doodle and chat. I'm gonna bring it in a little bit more. Oh, I turned my light off. There we go. So for doodling, let me grab out my favorite pens. So there's the Sharpie pen, and then there's the nib pens and the micron pens. I didn't really get this very organized. So micron pens are nice because they're permanent, and Pitt pens are permanent once they've dried for a bit. But for really fine lines, I also like these Pentel Hybrid Technica. So there's a 0.3, 0.6, 0.4, 0.5, and a 0.8. I feel like I had another one that was smaller, but I lost it. So there's the 0.3. See how nice and fine that is? You can do really fine details with that, versus the biggest one here, I think I have, is this 0.8. So there's the 0.8. And 0.3. And then, of course, Pitt pens come in different, this is a brush, which isn't ideal for doodling, but this is the fine, F for fine, which isn't all that fine. And I can't remember if the Sharpie pen is water resistant. I know Paint Girly and I were talking about that. Did I use the micron yet? Here's a 0.005, so that's really fine. But this one's drying up. Let's see if I have one that's not so dry. Yeah, this one's good. 003. So that's 003 micron. So that's one of my favorites there for little tiny, tiny details. And my note that fell off my chair. So let's do some doodling. I'm going to grab this because this is why I pulled it out, just for some inspiration. And I feel like one of my favorite go-to doodles when I was in this mandala phase was this one here, where you have these lines that kind of change direction. Those are kind of fun. So I thought maybe here that would be cool. Let's just use the Sharpie. You know what, I'm just going to do that test because we were talking about that the other day, like I said. So yeah, it is, Sharpie is water resistant. These are, but these Technica pens are not. You can see how it's, so, you know, if you're going to be adding other watercolor, then definitely don't do that. The microns are water resistant. So the Sharpie is pretty water resistant. I might use some of the Hybrid Technica. I just really like them. So let's do this one here. And I'm just gonna, this isn't gonna be like super fab. It's just sort of the mood I was in. And then you go less and less, and then you go more and more. And then I have to turn my page. I'm not like Dede, where she can, move this wet page over here, where she can just, I don't know how she does that. She can just draw upside down. And see, even this isn't really, to me, I would like it finer. Like I would, if I was out on my patio, I'd have my nose almost right on this, and I'd probably be counting like right now I'm not counting because I'm talking, but I'd probably be going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I'd probably be counting it. But even if you don't like it, you can always usually do something else to fix it. So let's say I find that's too far apart. I can just go ahead. Actually, let's use our little micron. Wait, this one, the 003. And I'm going to just, you might see my nose in here because I need to get close when I'm doing this. So you could even just fill in. And I like that it's not perfect. I like that it's kind of wonky. So here, can you see the difference? So there's just with the Sharpie, and then this is with the added super fine lines. Hi, Astrid. You're going to watch tomorrow. It's the middle of the night. Wow. Here it is. I lost my watch. I think it's 6 now. Yeah, 6 o'clock. And I was saying at the beginning that everybody left, like my family all left. Well, Lucy's here, but everybody had somewhere to go. So I thought, I'm alone. This might be a good chance to just do a quick live stream. But I didn't feel like making a jelly plating mess. So I thought, let's just do some relaxing, chill doodling. And to me, I find this very meditative. Like I just kind of get in the zone. And the next thing I know, just a lot of time has gone by. So there's that. For those coming late, this was one I posted on Instagram. And I wasn't sure if I should, I was inspired by this piece that Janet sent me. And she has a lot more details in there. And I don't know, I just felt like stopping here. And in Instagram, I said, I don't know if I should add more. And nobody said add more. So I just thought I'll just leave it. What's in this book here? Those are stamped trees. I didn't draw those trees. That's a stamped moon. I did draw that little fox. So this was 2020. And that's got some gold. I guess we're flipping this journal too. And that's 2020. And that was with a bright set I have. And these are just a little cat watercolor. And then I used my Paul Smith iridescent. This was some toys that someone from Instagram posted, not even know on Instagram. So that was kind of fun. And this is markers I used to doodle. Rhonda's asking if I watercolor with markers. I can, but that was just doodling with markers. And here's a cheat. So I didn't like his face, so I drew a new face and I just glued it on because I didn't like it. Cheater. And that was inspired by this washi tape. This is just like an abstract with some doodles. I find doodling, like I said, I find it relaxing. If you just let your mind go and you just kind of get in the zone. This is the elegant writer I was talking about for the zebra. That was just elegant writer. That was no extra paint on there. And then the background is painted. This was back when Debbie Epps and Colleen and Kathy Berg and Beth, I think we were all painting different acrylic animals. And sometimes I'd use watercolor. So that was an elephant. I love this color here. This blue, that's this Amazonite Genuine. That's one of my favorite Daniel Smith colors. Daniel Smith colors are not inexpensive. So I've been slowly building up my collection. I did not buy them all at once. And this was just little swatches that you can just sit in front of the TV, just add little doodles. So there's that one I like. Oh, I like how I added those little dots in there. I could do that on the one we're working on now. Coffee, gotta have coffee. Sunrise. an eye. Got to put an eye in there. A wonky paintbrush, little giraffe. Just whatever you feel like. And there's like, see, this one here looked like a little scene to me. It looked like a little lighthouse. And this was actually one of the only plein air paintings I ever did. This was at a festival called Folk Fest, and we're all sitting on the hill, and the stage is down the bottom of the hill, and there's the downtown in the background. So for the people, I just made little splatters. And more doodles. Got a doodle. I love to doodle. This was 2019. So it's fun to keep these as inspiration for future doodles. So let's do that. Should we add some little dots? How's everybody doing? What have you been all doing today? Let me know in chat. What did you do anything artistic today? Did you do family stuff? What did you get up to today? We did a lot of cleaning. Yesterday we washed a bunch of windows. I'm pretty exhausted. And so I'm just putting random little dots. Now, doodling doesn't, it's not super exciting to watch because it's a little finicky. It just takes time, but so I'll bring that up. Downtown for me is Edmonton. Downtown Edmonton. I love that moon glow. That's what I love about watercolor, is just seeing, especially granulating watercolors, just seeing how they, yumminess. So I don't want to cover that up with doodles. So let's fill in the space here for a second. I'm just going to make a circle. So I do try to doodle like not in one section and work my way across. I kind of go to different parts to try to balance things. And let's just do little stripes here, hatches. That would be exhausting. So Denise watched a golden event with Barbara DePiro about acrylic mediums. Cool. Apple tidied her studio and then finished up some ink resist prints. Ooh, that sounds fun. My room right now is in a state of tidiness, which I'm trying not to untidy, which is why we're watercoloring and doodling and maybe not jelly printing for a little bit. But like I said earlier in the stream, I might, we'll see if we can put out a jelly plating video before my vacation, but that might not happen. And here I feel like doing just some circles. And the only expertise I have in doodling is that I've doodled my whole life. I love doodling. I have done Zentangling. I think I was introduced to Zentangling by Janet M. Young, and that's a whole other story. I don't call this Zentangling. I just call this doodling. Sometimes there might be some Zentangle elements that will sneak in. And this is so fine, you can actually add like another little circle inside. I'll hold that up in a second. And these are not perfect circles. They're wonky, and I am okay with that. I do want to leave space for the paint to shine through. So there's that one. Which white pen do I use for doodling? I would say my favorite one is the Jelly Rolls. The white Poscas are pretty good. But you can actually get jelly rolls in different sizes. So if we take this piece of paper back, so this is the 5. Sometimes jelly rolls will soak up what's underneath them, and you have to go over a few times. And that's the 8. So this is the 8. You can't see that. It's white. This is the 8, the 10, and what was the other one? 5. And there's other sizes too. Oh, here's another one. What's this one? That one's an 8 also. And you'll find like sometimes you'll just get a dud, and that happens. Other white pens I've used are these Signo Uniball. And apparently there's a certain Japanese version that's the best to get, but I've found that it's hit or miss. Like this one doesn't work. I don't know. I like my jelly rolls, and I like the Posca pens. Well, thanks, Christine. Your doodling disaster. Well, that's okay. That's a style too, right? Let's do something in the middle. Let's see if there's anything on our previous doodles that would inspire. Could do that in the middle, but it's a white space in the middle. Or these don't have white spaces. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this arc system. It's kind of a pain in the derriere. See, this is similar to that one. I do like little tiny hash marks, and this is like the white. You can see the white pen there. The Signos don't work long for you. Yeah, I don't know. See, I was happy with them at first, so yeah, I guess maybe they just stopped working. So StreamYard, I do not have HD because I don't pay for StreamYard, so I'm sorry if it's not really like super high quality. And then just put some random dots in here to give it more of an organic kind of look. Pull that up. Hope you can see that. So yeah, I mean, it's not perfect. Here we could do like here, I think like those little hash marks would be kind of cool. So here I did the hash marks going outwards, and these circles were done with the circle template, like because I was really inspired by Janet. So I used a circle template to do those circles, but these are just going to be all wonky organic. Instead of going outwards, I think I'll do the hashes. I'll just do them going inwards. So depending on what I'm doodling, I may or may not have to rotate it. This is pretty simple, so I don't really have to rotate. And I'm letting the watercolor outline dictate my doodles. I feel like I need a black blob in the middle. What do you guys think? Should we do a black circle in the middle of that one? Oops, sorry, it's out of focus there. Is that better? There, that's better. Martha says that her circle template is almost 20 years old and is one of her best tools. That's cool. Now, see, it's not perfectly circular, so I feel And like this one has a little blobby. What we could do is we could just do circles inside there that are just kind of random. So usually when I'm doodling, I'll be listening to music or I'll be watching someone. So there. So we can still see the watercolor underneath. And let's say, oh, that's a bit too dark. That's when we can use our white Poscas. The other thing I do, not Poscas, gel pens, is I'll kind of test it on my hand. And if it's coming out well, then I know that it's working. So I'm just going to put a little dot on each of these. Just to liven it up a little bit. Shannon, you feel you're stuck in an art rut. Well, you know, if you're stuck in an art rut, like I would just watch different videos. Maybe watch videos of people that you don't watch very often. I think in my opinion, one of the best YouTubers for generating ideas and inspiration is Dede Willingham. So I don't know if I've seen you at her streams before, Shannon, but she does stream tomorrow at oh gosh, it's early. I'm usually late because of the time change. I think she starts around 7, or I don't know. Somebody in chat can correct me. Dar, if you're still here, you could link Dede's channel. But if you're stuck in an art rut, just check out Dede. I mean, she has so many ideas. You could check her playlist for Society of Idea Collectors, and that might give you a lot of inspiration as well. So I know this video, this stream hasn't been perhaps as exciting as some of my jelly plating videos, but I felt chill and low key, and I just felt out of the loop, like I hadn't made a video or streamed in so long. I felt out of touch, and I just wanted to reconnect with you all. Oh, thanks, Shelly. Shelly says, oh, and Dar, 8:30 Eastern. So there we have that one, and you can just put the little dots in here. Is this the right one? Yeah. Do, 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 do. Make it a little bigger on these ones here. And this color combination was inspired by my Daniel Smith palette, but I was looking at Design Seeds the other day, and they have these are like a website, but it looks like they've really gone away from their website, and most of their inspiration, I don't know, cards or whatever, are on Instagram. Thanks, Christine. I'm happy to be here. This got very dark there, so I'll do this one the same as those. So let's do, what about these guys? What if we just extend beyond them and just make them like little blibby blobbies. And I feel like I want to do these the same way. Did that help, Shannon? Like, have you ever watched Dede before? Or just, yeah, just look different artists. Yeah, this was very impromptu. I just kind of scheduled it like half an hour before I was going on because I didn't know what I was going to be able to do. And here I just kind of see these. Let's do this kind of like I feel like one should go over. And then we can have one go under. And I'm a big fan of the dot. I'll probably put like little circles in each of these. So I'm going to have this one go under. I could have had this go under and then this go over to make it more like an infinity ring type of thing. Let's do that on this one. So this one will go over. And then here, I don't know what I'm going to do here yet. Let's just stop it there. I'm not sure. And then here we'll go under. So here's where I would turn the page, but I'm not. I don't know. I should be turning the page. And then here you could just do circles. You could keep them more in the paint. This one's I'm just kind of going all the way out. I hope everyone's having a great summer. It's really flying by. I can't believe it's going to be August before we know it. Yeah, Shannon, you have too many channels on the go. Yeah, I find that I like if I just look at my notifications, there's some people I never see. So even though I have like all notifications, sometimes you can go to subscribe, like who you actually subscribe to, and then you might get more of what you want to see. I'm going to give this pen a little break. So I don't really have, I'm just going to keep doodling. I don't know that you guys want to watch me do that. When I finish this, I will post it. Yeah, where has this summer gone exactly, Shelley? So yeah, so just keep this just a little, just a short little under an hour video. We just did a flip through. If you're just coming at the end, or you missed the beginning, I did a flip through of this watercolor, mostly watercolors and doodles that I started in 2019 when I was pretty fresh on my journey. And yeah, you can tell I'm kind of tired and low key. It's like, oh, I'm gonna doodle, watch TV, and listen to music. Shannon subscribes to everyone. Yeah, I think I do too. I've been watching a lot of other stuff too, like not just art channels, like the Y Files. I like that. That's a good channel. I also like, well, these aren't art recommendations, but Juicy Scoop. I enjoy Juicy Scoop. She's got some good pop culture, and she's funny, and she does good impressions of people. And I also like Jill Informed, and she does a lot of like Real Housewives recaps, and she does all the voices, and she's hilarious. What music do I listen to? I have a very eclectic taste in music. I listen to a lot of different things. I don't listen to heavy metal. I don't listen to like opera really, and I don't listen to Western music very much, but I listen to a lot of like easy listening pop, New Age. Oh gosh, I mean, my playlist is very eclectic. I don't listen to rap very much unless it's like 90s rap. Well, that's not true. I do like some Drake, and I like a little bit of old, a little bit of new, a little bit of everything in between. Oh, you like true crime? Yeah. Denise, yeah, you're eclectic as well. Yeah. Oh, another YouTube thing I like watching is, it's called the channel's Not the Good Girl, and she'll do like documentaries about different cults and stuff. I'm fascinated by cults. I listened to a lot of growing up Scientology, like about Scientology issues. I'm not a Scientologist. I My husband didn't understand, like years ago, when Leah Remini wrote, no, it was even before she came out. I was like, when she got out of Scientology, I was really fascinated by Scientology. I think it's when that Going Clear video documentary came out, I really got interested. Dar, you plane spot a lot. What does that mean? Like, you look at airplanes? Are you near an airport? Bye, Chris. Thanks for coming. Are you near an airport, Dar? Like, you plane spot? Like, you watch planes? That's very interesting. Do you use like binoculars? I want to know more. I want to know more. Tell me about this plane spotting. I'm assuming it wasn't a typo. Well, Dar, you're going to have to tell me more about this plane spotting next time I see you in chat, because I'm going to go now. I'm going to say good night, and thanks for coming. It was nice having this little catch-up time. I've missed you all. Oh, Dar watches a channel that watches planes take off and land. How interesting. Oh, Crime and Crochet is a... Oh, that would be a good name for a podcast. I thought you were saying it was a name for a podcast. Oh. Anyhow, so if I don't put up a video this week, then the next time you'll see me will be probably mid-August. But I'll be in and out of different people's streams and like chatting and stuff. So I'll see you around. I just wanted to, like, chat well, not really one-on-one, but sort of. Well, yeah, Denise, I'm glad you found this a little bit inspiring. And you don't have to show anybody your doodles. You can just do them for you. You can do them, then you can like rip them up and throw them in the garbage. And then as you get more comfortable, you might find your own style. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. If you're watching the replay, thanks for watching the replay. And I hope you enjoyed this chill chat doodle session. Okay. Bye.